Harry will do, well, not a royal tour, but a tour of Asia. That's coming up. And the plan is for him yet again to do it on his own.
He's going to Japan and Singapore, a philanthropic mission. The highlight of this will be a polo match in Singapore in which Harry will take part to raise money for Centre-Bale. Now, you and I both know what's going to happen. There's two things here. A, Meghan isn't going. So is there a rift? Is she staying at home? Is she cross with him or whatever? And B, there'll be the whole thing about hypocrisy because, okay, I'm sure he won't fly there on a private jet, but nevertheless, he will jet across the world to sit on a polo pony and talk to us about things that we should care about, diversity and the environment and so forth. And a lot of people will say that's pretty hypocritical. So that's the flack he's going to get over this trip. In actual fact, Centre-Bale is a pretty good organization, and those polo matches alone have raised something like 11 million UK pounds over the years to help the people that Centre-Bale works on behalf of, which is young kids in Africa who are threatened by the HIV virus. So there's always two ways of looking at it, but you can be sure that Harry will come out of it facing more criticism.
The family will also all be around King Charles. They'll be doing so in Balmoral. We know who'll be missing, but what's the importance of the whole family being together in summer?
Well, this is what always happened when Queen Elizabeth was alive. It was her favourite place. It's a 2-month summer vacation for all of them. And as you say, they will all be there, even Prince Andrew, who is in more disgrace than anybody else in the royal family. But of course, Harry and Meghan won't be. Now, the vibe, the message that seems to be coming out of the royal family is that they're hoping that there might still be a chance of some reconciliation with Harry and Meghan. It seems to me as an observer that they're a pretty long way from that. But they will want to look at their own popularity, which is declining gently, but nevertheless declining. And they will want to look ahead to what's called quiet diplomacy, which is going to be mounted in countries, including Australia, in the next couple of years, to try to win friends as more countries talk about going independent, about losing the monarch as their head of state. So it'll be a holiday, but there'll be, I think, some work going on as well.
More brains is always better when you're trying to work out what the future of your organisation is, even if you are literally the king. As for Prince Andrew, he's ridiculously trying to double down, trying to stay in the accommodations of which he believes he is accustomed. But his brother, frankly, doesn't like him, isn't going to give him the same opportunities and protections that his mother gave him. So what position is this here where the king says move, the prince says don't? Will special guards be sent in? How does this actually get resolved?
Well, Prince Andrew's position is that he's got a lease on this property. We're talking about a Windsor Lodge, which is a pretty nice spot in the shadow, if you like, of Windsor Castle. He's lived there for a long time now with his ex-wife, the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson. They're not married, but they're still good friends, at least as far as we know. Charles does want him out. He got rid of Harry and Meghan, who were neighbours at another royal property called Frogmore Cottage. It's not really a cottage, it's actually quite big. But they were booted out, having spent nearly £2.5 million of their own money renovating it. But he got rid of them. Now, can he get Andrew out? And how nasty is he prepared to get in the process? Certainly Andrew won't get any public sympathy, that's for sure, because he really has hit rock bottom in the public's eyes. But there may be legal issues here, and Andrew is not going to give up without a fight. He's made it clear he'd like to work his way back into some kind of royal role. My opinion of that is fat chance, but nevertheless that's what he wants. So as you say, he's going to dig his heels in. Let's see who blinks first.
It would be fascinating because technically, don't the army work for the king, not for the prime minister? Anyway, fascinating ideas ahead, and we'll be on the front lines discussing it. Tim, lovely to talk to you. Talk to you again soon.
And you, Paul.